Here we go. Here's your overall for the week, the King of Pentacles. So, in both you and Pisces here seem to be dealing with people, but what I look at is the energy that's going on because of a person coming through. With the King of Pentacles, you could be talking about Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But when you're looking at the King of Pentacles, you're talking about success, work, business. This may be somebody coming through that may be helping you. This may be what you're focused on is, your continued success here. But, we'll see. We'll see with the King of Pentacles. I'd like to think of him as somebody who is very giving of his time and resources. But, the other part about him too is he likes to have his cake and eat it too. But we'll see. Now, in the past, son of a bitch, the Ten of Wands. So, yeah, carrying on somebody else's shit, and that's what comes up with the past of prison. Now, for some of you, it could just be here that you've been working really hard, taking on a lot of responsibilities and it weighing you down a little bit here with the Ten of Wands, being overwhelmed. But, when you're looking at the King of Pentacles, it's for, your continued success. But, have you reached the breaking point? Then becomes the question here. But, the King of Pentacles and then having the Ten of Wands and then looking at the past of prison, it's like shit. But why? In the present, the Ace of Swords, very nice. Very, very nice. So, if we're talking about you and we're talking about your success here, I think that you get to, this moment of like absolute clarity on why you've been carrying around so much. It's like, great, I get to drop this burden now, go back to the one here, and with the Ace of Swords, it's perfect for you. Truth and clarity. Seeing the truth, speaking the truth, knowing the truth, having the truth, absolute mental clarity. I love it. But then if we're talking about a person, though, it's the truth coming out about something that may have been weighing on somebody's mind, though, with the Ten of Wands. The truth about a situation that somebody's been carrying around. But I still like it in terms of what is happening in the present moment because it means that you're no longer carrying this burden, whatever it is. Future conditions, the Two of Wands, fucking right. And that's a better way to go. So you drop the load, you go back to the one, you have absolute mental clarity. And it's like the aha moment though too, right? Like ideas just boom, boom. And with the Two of Wands, right, you're taking a different path here. There's a couple of different ways that I feel about the Two of Wands, but the one thing that sticks out to me, no matter what deck I use, is that you hold your own world in your hands. What the hell are you going to do with it? And this is you thinking about the action that you're going to take, but planning things out. And like I said, you could have, with this King of Pentacles here, this could be about your success in your work. And clearly here, you are successful. The King of Pentacles is the pinnacle of success. But you've had to carry a lot of shit to get here. And you make it to a point where you're just doing too much. It's time to stop now. Maybe work on some different ideas here, especially with the Two of Wands. But now on the other hand, right, like I said, it's like getting the truth on a situation that may have been weighing on you or somebody else. And then looking at, well, what does that mean now? What actions am I going to take? But here, again, you're thinking about it. Your best path to follow, the Four of Wands. Very nice. Very nice. This to me is saying that there's going to be a reason to celebrate here. It's almost like, when you drop unnecessary burdens and start chasing that Ace of Swords, you get to a point here where you start to see the stability. The one thing that I love about the Four of Wands, beyond the celebrating, right? Because you could be talking about celebrating marriages, babies being born, things like that, right? It's happy, it's good. It could be, people coming together, creating families. But really, it's about hitting that point where you see things start to come together. It's reaching that milestone. You see the foundation laid, the four walls are up, and it's like, yes, it's starting to come together. I know there's still more work to do, but damn it, I'm going to celebrate how far I've come. And it's so much better to see than the Ten of Wands, where you feel like, Why am I doing this? And that's good. Now, with the King of Pentacles being there, we could be talking about you needing to work with someone, but then getting to this point here where you start to see the stability. But I love it. It looks great. Oh, shit. In your environment, the Three of Swords. Why? Ugh. Now, with the Ace of Swords there, definitely we could be talking about getting to a place here of forgiveness and understanding. Because the truth is out, right? And every time I see these situations, I always say the same thing. My mother always told me, the truth will set you free. So, again, I go back to this feeling here where something may be coming out, but it's truthful, it's clear, it's helping you to release some burdens, especially if you've had a heartbreaking situation here. But everything is out in the open. I mean, nothing is being hidden here. You see it for what it is, Or we could be talking about somebody else here that you're dealing with that's got, a lot of shit going on. But still, I'm looking at that Four of Wands and going, it may be that you need to work with this person and kind of help them to see that there's still, a chance to have stability, or this is about you. Right? But those burdens are done with. It may have been heavy, it may have been heartbreaking, but looking at the Ace of Swords, like I said, it's done. It's clear, it's over with. Oh boy, your hopes and your fears, the Ace of Cups, and yeah. Okay. So now this could definitely be creating a brand new situation for you that is going to be better than what you've experienced before. Looking at the Ace of Cups, emotionally fulfilling, reconnection to spirit, right? But it's good. Your cup runneth over. But it comes out of heartbreak though. And it's like getting the truth about a situation, somebody needing to unleash these burdens here. But I do think that, it's about working things out and getting to a place of, togetherness again, right? With the Four of Wands being there and looking at the Ace of Cups, yes. Yes, especially if we're talking about, somebody that you are working with, And because of the Ace of Swords, I don't think that this is something that, you're just kind of hoping comes along here. I think it's an actual possibility. But really, it's up to you and what you choose to do here with the Two of Wands. Wow. And then the High Priest, damn. So, and what I love about this High Priest is you really see the keys of knowledge, front and center here, right? And one of the things that I've always said about the High Priest is when you're looking at the fives, we go through all the difficult shit, all those difficult changes, and it's like needing to get a better understanding of it. I mean, think about it. Back in the day when people's crops would fail or, their homes would fall apart, they would freak out and they'd go seek the Pope. Like, man, I've done something wrong. I need to get right with Jesus. You know what I mean? That's basically what it represents. But you're talking about doing things in the traditional sense. I don't think that this is about conformity. But, there's that higher education, that higher learning, that higher understanding happening here. And a better commitment is what I feel like. And then the Four of Pentacles. Here's what I'm going to say. Especially if you're dealing with a person here. Looking at the Queen of Swords, it's like, and I think they're doing it the right way. Because of the Ace of Swords being there, it's almost like you come off as, if you're going to come to me and you're going to talk to me, let's talk truth. You better be authentic. You know what the situation is here. Let's get the truth out and let's put all the cards on the table. No more fucking around, right? Now, with the Knight of Cups, right, that's not somebody that should be coming to the Queen of Swords. But this could be somebody who is trying to fix things possibly with you, right? Because you're looking at the messenger of love and romance. The problem is with the Knight of Cups, as much as I love him, and the whole idea of emotional fulfillment, knights take things to the extreme. So when you start with the Page of Cups, it's like, I've never felt this way before. Now the Knight of Cups is like, I'm after it wherever I can get it. And feelings change all the time, right? And like I said, this is not somebody who should be going to the Queen of Swords. They're going to get their ass handed to them. But apparently here, it's like wanting to fix something. Now, with the Four of Pentacles, though, now, I worry that there are some things that need to be released. And again, the past of prison, right? Not trying to chase after something that is far less than what you deserve. So it may be that for some of you, you're holding out, you're thinking about it here. It may have to do with a commitment, right? Contracts come up with the High Priest though too. But you know, what I feel like here looking at this is that I think that somebody is trying to fix things, but I don't know that you're really prepared just yet. Like, right, it's fine and it's good because the truth is out there, but I really don't know if I want to deal with that Ace of Cups again, you know. But I do think that you're thinking about it, especially if there is a commitment attached here to possibly a person, you know. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic. This could be a work relationship. But I think that some of you are done. You are done hanging on to past burdens and bitter feelings. It's over with. But I do think with the Four of Wands that I think you come to a place of understanding, at least here. Reconnection, I don't know. It feels iffy, right? But at least now, you know, the truth is out. You can think about what you need to do here, but at least you have the start of some kind of better understanding and stability going on. All right, you know, and again, general messages, not going to apply here. The Eight of Swords. Here's the thing with this one. It's like somebody is trying to force a situation here and somebody is not ready for it, right? Now, I've heard it referred to as distraction, but it's one of those things where with the devil in the background, it's like you're dealing with somebody who's just wanting one thing and you're like, I don't know. And they may be pushing you here. And maybe there's a need for you to just spend some time together first before you kind of get into a physical situation. And again, you know, I'm looking at that devil in the background going, If you're wanting something more, then you better be willing to spend some time with me apart from like trying to get something from me, you know, because I do think that somebody is trying to force a connection and maybe there just needs to be some time together, right? Like get to know who I am first, asshole, right? Now, for those of you who are in a relationship, this one bothers me a little bit. When you look at this Ten of Cups, right? Somebody thinks everything's fine and happy, but the other person's like, yeah, I'm gonna walk out the door here. I'm going out for some milk. I'll be back here in a little bit, right? Somebody is oblivious to the fact that somebody else isn't really feeling it here. You know, it would otherwise be a really happy situation. But, you know, it may be that somebody may want to like take some time apart to kind of think about things. It's not that somebody is looking to cheat or anything like that, but things just may not be as happy as they appear to be, you know, or how somebody thinks it is. But again, with separation, you know, it could be because you have your partner constantly needing to leave to go and deal with work or whatever. And it's like, you know, I'm happy in this relationship, but it's like there's something missing. But, you know, like I said, as far as the general readings go, I don't know. I think Aquarius, there's a reason why. There's a reason why there's something that you're not willing to let go of, looking at the Four of Pentacles. Now, you know, you could be looking here to be the one to maintain stability, but not really willing to give emotionally to the situation. But like I said, you're thinking about it here. And with the Hierophant, right, getting a better understanding. And there is this possibility here to get some better stability in work relationships, in your love life, wherever it is here. But, you know, you have the truth, and there is the release of burdens happening. All right, Aquarius. So first of all, with the King of Pentacles being the overall here, we could be talking about the person that you're dealing with or the person that you're working with, or this could be about you and your success. But it's like either you or somebody else here are carrying around a bunch of burdens, and it's like it's being dropped, and it's like a difficult situation here, but there is the truth, right? It's like finally somebody is saying something, and it makes me wonder if you already knew. It's like you already knew that this is what was going on. You were just waiting for this person to say it. Because coming out of here, it looks like, you know, especially if we're talking about like commitments, somebody breaking a commitment or looking to strengthen a commitment here with the Two of Wands, it's like you're thinking about where you are going to actually commit, especially now knowing the truth about a situation. Now, I do think, though, that if you're willing to, there is a real possibility here of getting back to a place of stability, looking at the Four of Wands. But I'm not going to tell you that you need to let go, especially if somebody just dropped the truth on you and it's like breaking your heart. Now, the thing is, though, is I do think that you are hoping for the Ace of Cups, but no, he should not be going to the Queen of Swords, and I do think that that is you. Like, that's great and all that we've got the truth out, but you're not just going to come in here and try to make amends, because I do think that you're still holding on to it. But I don't know, the kicker to this to me is like this feeling of you already knew, you were just waiting for them to say it. And the problem is now, you know, with needing to let go of the bitterness of the past, I mean, yeah, you don't want to stay in this position. You know, but like I said, I understand. I'm not going to tell you that you should let go. You know, that's really up to you here. But really looking at these two, yeah, you know, you need to let go of that bitter past. But then with discovery, it's like, stop trying to recapture it if it no longer fits. You know, it's okay to get to this place of like, all right, here's the truth. It is what it is. That's fine. But don't be coming to me here with this and not, you know, expect me to just be okay with it. Because like I said, with the Four of Pentacles, it's like there's still like that, right? And like I get it, like I can feel it, but I think you already knew. Now, as far as relationships go, for singles, honeymoon and the Eight of Swords, you know, the one thing that I did get from this is if you are traveling with somebody here, I think you may be put in like a compromising situation. Because really, with the Eight of Swords, this is somebody who is trying to force an issue, and somebody is not ready for this. And then you have the Devil in the background, which is saying that, you know, this is about somebody getting what they want. And I don't think that that is what you are needing right now. And I think that you're needing this person to just spend some fucking time with you instead of constantly trying to push this issue or push a connection that you may not be feeling. It's almost like they're intentionally pushing you away by being an idiot. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship, this is otherwise a really happy situation. I mean, it's the Ten of Cups, for Christ's sakes. The problem is that somebody thinks everything's great and the other person's like, yeah, I'm going to go out for a minute, right? Now, with separation, it could be that one person is wanting to just take some time apart. That could be you or the other person. But I do think, though, with separation coming through, especially looking at the King of Pentacles, it makes me wonder if, you know, for whatever reason, somebody is constantly having to leave for work, or they're constantly working, and somebody may be feeling like blah about it. Because like I said, with the Ten of Cups, this is otherwise a really happy situation. But somebody just isn't in it, you know? And like I said, with separation, it could be that needing to take time apart, or it's because of things that may be beyond your control or their control. But, you know, I don't ever see that as a permanent thing, you know, because when you look at the card, right, one person is leaving, the other one is not wanting to let go. But, you know, overall here, Aquarius, whatever it is that you're dealing with in terms of the general reading, like I said, I'm not going to tell you that I think that you should just let go. But I do think that there is a possibility here, though, for some of you to get back to this place of stability and understanding and possibly rebuilding something with someone else.